think, look at this, for their careers, Lamar has been the better passer as far as passer rating,
So that's a shocking stat that I find.
And remember, this includes Lamar's early years when he wasn't as good of a quarter. I know his second year he was great at passing numbers, but he's gotten better as a passer. So I think Lamar.
I think most people would think this is fake. I think if this screenshot gets shared on the internet, people will be like, "That's manipulated."
Okay, so I showed this clip before and I broke it down, and boy, did people try to come at me on that one. I answered and said that, ultimately, that I think Buffalo will be in a better situation because I think ultimately at the end of the day, they're very similar, but Josh Allen is the better quarterback, and therefore that's who I'm going to go with. Now, you would have thought that I said the worst thing in the entire world. You would have thought that I bashed Lamar Jackson. And I said Lamar Jackson is trash, that he's garbage, that he's nothing, that he's not even close to being as good as Josh Allen. None of those things that I said. In fact, I even said I don't even like these conversations because of how intense people get about Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson. I said I actually try to shy away from that conversation. I learned that through this season, how kind of obnoxious that conversation can be, because I love both these quarterbacks. I think both of these quarterbacks are absolutely unbelievably amazing. And when Lamar Jackson got ripped throughout this season, made fun of, ridiculed by anyone, Nick Wright in the comment section, doesn't matter where, I defended him. I defended him and praised him. And when he lost in the playoffs, when everybody was ripping him, when everybody was going off and saying, see, this is proof that he's not that good, I defended him. Not only did I defend him, but I made multiple videos defending him. Well, after Baltimore Ravens fans were no longer really watching clips because they were too busy being sad about the fact that their team just lost. And I made multiple follow-ups defending Lamar Jackson. And yet all I do is say is that, you know what, at the end of the day, I think Josh Allen is still a better quarterback. People come at me. They come at me personally, not my opinion. And then they want to try to say that I am a Lamar Jackson hater, which is just insanity. So now you guys back me in a corner. Now I'm going to do the very thing that I said I did not want to do. Because if you're going to challenge me, if there's one thing you should know about me, is that if you're going to come and challenge me, I'm going to get after it. I am absolutely going to get after it. And I'm not going to stop. And I'm going to be relentless. Because I don't give up. And if you want to challenge me, just know that I am going to bring 100% all of it. So be careful. Be careful with the challenging. Be careful with it. So let's get after it. Let's get after it. For all those people that said that I am a clown, that there's no way that Lamar Jackson is worse than Josh Allen, that Josh Allen is better than Lamar Jackson. And I will explain to you how Josh Allen is better in every way. In every way. And quite frankly, it's not particularly close. If we really want to get to it, it's not particularly close. Okay, so let's get after this very carefully and very systematically. Because again, we are going to fight fire with fire right now. And we go in depth here. So buckle up and get ready for this one, all right? This is the PFF rankings. So this is now just regular season throughout the entire careers of both Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Josh Allen is at the top, Lamar Jackson is at the bottom. You'll know this by now because Josh Allen has Lamar Jackson beat in pretty much every single category we can go through. So for his offensive rating, 83, Lamar Jackson, 81.5. The passing rating, not passer rating, but passing rating, so the grade that PFF has given throughout their careers, 77.3 to 76.7. Ooh, Lamar Jackson over 2 right now. Josh Allen 2 for 0. But hey, Lamar Jackson's a runner, right? That's what he does best. Josh Allen has him beat yet again, 84.5 to 81.5. That's weird. I mean, I thought Lamar Jackson was the runner. I'm a little confused by that. Let's go to touchdowns now. Passing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 195. Lamar, 166. Rushing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 65. Lamar Jackson, 33. So Josh Allen has nearly double the rushing touchdowns? Well, that's crazy. Total touchdowns, 260 to 199. So the touchdown to turnover ratio, the total touchdowns now, and total turnovers, including interceptions and fumbles, gives them 2.3 to 2.6. So pretty much a toss-up. So you know the thing that everyone talks about Josh Allen, he just turns the ball over. That's his problem. Well, the ratio has them at 2.3 to 2.6. So pretty much a toss-up there. Josh Allen, total yards per game, 275.4. Lamar Jackson, 254.6. But wait a second. Josh Allen must be just, he's got that amazing O-line apparently, and this, and that. Dropbacks with pressure, 1,480. Lamar Jackson, 1,099. Yet, Lamar Jackson has more sacks. So, Lamar Jackson gets pressured less, and yet has more sacks. Yeah, but he must scramble more, though. No, Josh Allen has more scrambles, 324 to 287, which then brings us to the pressure to sack ratio. This is now specifically that when a quarterback feels pressure, who's able to get themselves out of trouble? Who avoids a sack more? This is 100% on the quarterback. It's the quarterback's job to evade that. It has nothing to do with the O-line. This is on the quarterback, 12.7 to 17.5. Josh Allen gets pressured more, scrambles more, and avoids more sacks at a significantly higher rate than Lamar Jackson. So now he's better at avoiding pressure. He's better at using his legs to escape. He scrambles more, takes less sacks. They have almost nearly identical sacks, but yet Josh is pressured nearly 400 more times. I mean, that's wild. Big time throws, 223 to 137. Man, it's almost like they rely on Josh Allen's arm to really let it rip. Yeah, I'd say so. But Josh Allen throws the ball more and whatnot, so the big time throw rate. No, even when that's all accounted for, Josh Allen has a higher percentage of big time throws per passing than Lamar Jackson. Here we go. Drops. Who's had more drops? 181 to 119. So this is what's really interesting. Because part of why people say that Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson is a better passer than Josh Allen is his completion percentage. When you equate the drops, where if you give them the both same number of drops, the completion percentage would literally be identical, which would then also improve and increase his passer rating. That's weird. So now they would have nearly identical completion percentage, but even if we don't want to play that game, that's fine. Lamar Jackson hasn't beat by 8%. I know, big time, right? Big time. Josh Allen has 2,296 completions. Lamar Jackson only 1,678. So Josh Allen has nearly as many completions as Lamar Jackson has passing attempts. That's wild. And again, you can't say, yeah, but Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson uses his legs. Yes, he does. And yet Josh Allen still has more total yards per game, more total touchdowns. And they pretty much have the same. There's a difference of like 8 games or so. So like really negligible. Wow. That's pretty wild. Since 2019, intended air yards, Josh Allen 28,500 compared to Lamar Jackson 20,935. Now, I explained this in my previous video. This number is massive. 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 What does this mean? This means that the Buffalo Bills are constantly asking Josh Allen to let it rip. To constantly let it rip. He is constantly asked to make these deep, hard, difficult throws. Again and again and again and again. They rely on his arm significantly more. Significantly more. And this is just the regular season. We already know the game when it comes to the playoffs. But it's actually kind of more jarring than I think we actually even want to realize. Because here we have it. The playoffs. The offensive rating. PFF. 78.9. And again, this is over their careers. 78.9. 66.96. Yikes. The passing rating. 78.3 to 63.04. Now, he does do a lot better of a job running. But Josh Allen still has him beat 74.8 to 71.84. Maybe things will get a little bit better when we look at other statistics that aren't PFF. I don't like PFF. Okay, fine. Completion percentage, 65.7 to 60.6. Josh Allen wins that again. Touchdowns now. Passing touchdowns. Josh Allen, 25. Lamar Jackson, 10. Yeah, but Josh Allen has more games, though. Okay. Well, he also has less interceptions. He has more games, less interceptions, 4 to 7. And fumbles, 2 to 4. That's weird. And now rushing touchdowns, 7 to 3. So again, to put this in context, Josh Allen has played more games, significantly more playoff games, and has turned the ball over less. And has essentially more than double total touchdowns. So let's go to this, where you have the total touchdown to turnover ratio, 5.3 to 1.1. Lamar Jackson, in his playoff career, has turned the ball over 11 times. Nearly double that of Josh Allen. And Josh Allen has played way more playoff games. 13 touchdowns, total touchdowns to 11 turnovers. Josh Allen, 32 to 6. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. Josh Allen has the highest touchdown to interception ratio of all time in playoff history. He also has the most total yards per game in playoff history. His rating, 101.7. You guys know you really care about the rating, 84.6. Pressure to sack ratio, as I explained before, or pressure to sack percentage, Lamar Jackson shoots up to 24.2% compared to Josh Allen's 14.8. I mean, that is pretty damning. And again, I defended Lamar Jackson. Don't tell me, oh, well, Josh Allen just feasts on bad teams. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. He did this against the Baltimore Ravens. He did this against the Kansas City Chiefs. He did this just this year alone against the Denver Broncos, who had a top defense in the NFL. Like, that's just a fact. That's just a fact. So easy. Easy with that. Let's not pretend like the Pittsburgh Steelers were this wheeling and dealing high-powered team, okay? They literally ran the ball 50 times against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Just crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. What about team support? This is actually pretty wild too, when you really look at it. The Ravens. So collectively, when you look at the players that they've had and how many Pro Bowls they've all had, when you add them all up, minus Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson now, 50 Pro Bowlers. So again, 50 Pro Bowls. So if you had one player who went to like 4 Pro Bowls, that's 4. And so if you had one player that went 5 times, another player that went 5 times, that's 10. So 50 compared to the Bills, 22. And all pro, 15 compared to the Bills, 4. So Lamar Jackson has been on significantly better teams with significantly better guys and players who go to more all pro, who are more all pro and more Pro Bowls. Like, just add them up, man. It's not that hard to figure out. Pass block, this seems pretty important for a quarterback. In 2019, they had the number 1 pass block. The Bills are in parentheses, 16. In 2020, they were 4. The Bills, 9. In 2021, this is where it was pretty close, 13 to 14. 2022, second best O-line pass block to the Bills, 22. 4, 11, 7, 5. Finally, Josh Allen, had a better O-line in 2024. Finally. Guys, no matter how you slice it, Josh Allen is a better quarterback. He is a better passer. His team asks him to do more. That's just the reality. Lamar Jackson did not win a single game this season that Derrick Henry did not rush for at least 90 yards or so. You understand that? They weren't able to win a single game without Derrick Henry having to actually carry a huge bulk of the load there. That's pretty telling as well. I am not a Lamar Jackson hater. I was forced to make this very video, the video that I did not want to do. But Josh Allen is clearly a better quarterback. These numbers don't lie. This is no cook in the books here. They play a lot of the same teams. And quite frankly, you can't say, oh, well, you know what? Josh Allen has a significantly better coach or a significantly better roster. That's not the case here, man. That's not the case. We could explain some of these number discrepancies if it was like, Andy Reid was the coach and this guy was playing for the Giants or, then we could understand it. I talk about that all the time. But these are two teams that I feel as though that the teams have let their quarterbacks down more than their quarterbacks have let their teams down. And so when we equate that, we can see a pretty massive difference. 260 total touchdowns to 199, 275 total yards per game compared to 254. The pressure, I mean, it just goes on and on and on. What is the argument? Tell me what the argument is that Lamar Jackson is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. Because he has 2 MVPs and Josh Allen has 1? Oh, you mean a random award that random people who that we don't even agree with 99% of the time, they're the ones who vote? Okay. Cool. It's funny because you want to talk about MVPs, yet you disagree that Josh Allen won this MVP, and yet you want to now hold the MVP award to this high regard. So you disagree with the voters when they don't vote how you want them to vote, but when they vote how you want them to vote, they're geniuses and know everything. Well, that's weird. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So again, tell me what Lamar Jackson does that's better than Josh Allen. Tell me. He averages more rushing yards per game and more yards per carry by like 0.5 or something. That's it. And then you want to say that he's got a higher completion percentage by 1%. And I already explained to you, if we just equate the drops, boom, they're identical completion percentage. Except Josh Allen has thrown the ball has completed almost the same number of passes as Lamar Jackson has had just pass attempts. And I'm not out here using this as evidence to show you that Lamar Jackson is actually not a good passer. That's not the point. That's not the argument that I'm making here. I'm just making the argument that Josh Allen's a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson because he just is. I think they're both great. I think they're both awesome. But Josh Allen's better. Josh Allen does more for his team with less. He's asked to throw the ball more. He's asked to be the leading rusher more. He does it with a worse team. His team fails him more. They drop the ball more. They have worse defenses. They have worse O-lines throughout their careers. Less Pro Bowlers, less All-Pros. They asked Josh Allen to make harder throws. To throw more in any given moment. I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, this alone is just wild. This is a massive discrepancy. 28,500 air yards compared to 20,935. I mean, that's crazy. Some people want to dismiss that. Again, by all means. Do you want to dismiss that? How do you dismiss this? How do you dismiss these playoff stats? I mean, how do you do it? I mean, that's just... I don't know what to say. I mean, it's right there for us. It's right there for us. I mean, heck, if we were comparing Josh Allen to Patrick Mahomes, I could understand some of them combating this. Because they could say, well, Patrick Mahomes has been in these Super Bowls. Of course, he's playing better teams in the Super Bowl, and there's more pressure. So, of course, he's going to turn the ball over more and this. Like, yeah, those are understandable. But this is such a wide margin. It's one if Lamar Jackson was like getting to Super Bowls and getting, to consistent AFC championship games, sure. Like, that's not the case. And that doesn't explain a 5.3 total touchdown to turnover ratio compared to a 1.1. That doesn't relate to him having 11 turnovers. 11 turnovers. Especially when Josh Allen is playing the same teams. Josh Allen is playing the Ravens. He's playing the Chiefs. He's playing the Bengals. He's playing these teams. I don't know, man. I don't know. 101.7 passer rating in the playoffs compared to 84.6. The interceptions, the fumbles, the completion percentage, the total yards per game. Just no matter how we look at it, man. No matter how we look at it. Josh Allen is better. I know that hurts to hear. I'm so sorry. I really, really am. But by all of these metrics, Josh Allen is better. But sure, you want to somehow use this chart, this graphic, as a means to show that Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen? Huh? What? That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. So yeah, please do in the comments below. Let me know where and how and when and why Lamar Jackson is better than Josh Allen. Tell me. I would love to hear it because it does not exist.
Face back, swoosh, and that's the game! Nothing further, Your Honor.